It's week 6 of the NFL. Coming up, we'll see Dak Prescott. You can't ask for much more than his last game, a 5-touchdown effort. It's the Steelers and the Chargers, and it's coming right up on EA Sports.
We are just a couple miles east of the LAX airport, just off the 405 and the 105 at the beautiful SoFi Stadium in Inglewood. Today we've got a Week 6 matchup for you here, as it'll be the Pittsburgh Steelers taking on the LA Chargers. Hi everybody, Brandon Gordon alongside Charles Davis. And Charles, we take a look at this Charger club entering play here. They were winners last time out, so they'll be looking, Charles, to make it 2 in a row.
And what I enjoyed when I watched their game tape and their victory last week is they put it together in every phase. Good offense, good defense, and some key plays on special teams. Let's see if they can get that second win in a row.
Meanwhile, for the visiting Steelers, they're off to a terrific start, unbeaten at 5-0 through the first month and change.
And you can hang a lot of this early success on their defense, too. They're the tone setters for these guys, and the entire team feeds off of what they do.
And he'll get it up across the 20 to the 21-yard line. So here are the Steelers now to take over for the first time. As we get a peek at their dynamic signal caller hailing from Mississippi State, it's Dak Prescott.
And he's playing at a very high level here in this early part of the season. In fact, he leads the NFL in passing yards. Now, that's not always an indicator of success, but in his case, it is.
Already here, they'll audible to something else. Dak going to start out going to the air. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. So, Charles, you look at this offense, so what a start to the season. 5 wins without a loss. When do you think that you start believing that maybe you're in the midst of something special?
Well, you and I both know every head coach never wants that thought to...
And the Chargers rush is going to get there. Down he goes. Shaquille Barrett put that sack by his name in the stat sheet. Well, these sacks are really piling up. Last week, it was a half-dozen sacks. And here's one on the opening drive.
And it has the potential to be what we call a gap, a game-altering play. Because, let's face it, you just mentioned 6 sacks last week. Now, if you're an offense and you saw that on tape, you got to think to yourself, maybe I bring people in, keep them in, and try and protect my quarterback. It didn't work on that play.
A big play that time for Pittsburgh. 57 yards.
And normally when you think about huge field-flipping plays like this, it's that shifty slot receiver or that burner on the outside. Not here. That's a tight end doing work down the field. Where's the oxygen mask? He's going to need it after that one. A big, big play.
So how about this for a change in field position? From inside the 10, here's first down on the other side of the field. First carry for Josh Jacobs. Taken down at the 30. A check on Jacobs from a week ago. 18 carries, 95 yards, and a score.
After the last game, they have plenty of reason to be confident in the running game. And even though they're facing a top 10 defense, they're not going to shy away from doing what they do best. Make them adjust to them. Make them stop what they do before they go to any type of a change-up.
On third down, it's Prescott. They'll roll him out right. That is caught. And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Jacoby Myers hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season. And the Steelers get the upper hand as they're on the board first here this afternoon. On for the extra point, Jake Elliott. And he'll put it through to make it 7-0 Steelers. A drive that time. is. And it was all capped off by Jacoby Myers on the touchdown reception. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And he'll decide to not bring this one out as their drive will begin at the 25. Charger offense making their way out. And they are led out there by their mobile quarterback.
We're seeing it more and more in this league, how teams love to have athletes back there taking the snaps, guys who can throw it and move around and get yardage with their legs if needed. He's one of the best examples that we see out there right now. He can throw for hundreds of yards one week and then run for 100 plus the next. He adds an extra dimension that really confounds defenses when he puts it all together.
Defense gives up a touchdown on the opening drive. Offense, you got to want to get out there and get those points back right now.
And that's a sharp throw there to get this drive off to a good start. The first carry now for Tony Pollard. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. Second down coming up. From the 44-yard line, here's 2nd and 6. On play action, they'll throw. Open man downfield, it's Palmer. Touchdown, Chargers. Josh Palmer, his first touchdown on the year. And the Chargers are able to strike back quickly with an opening touchdown of their own. As a former DB, you might not like to see that, but from a wide receiver's perspective, those are the plays they dream of.
Correct on both counts. All right, because once he took off, I mean, let's face it, that should have been done in Big Sky country. Aren't any speed limits out there? And off he went. Glad I wasn't the one trying to chase him.
Extra point by Gay is up and good. And we are tied at 7. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. So Pittsburgh retakes the field for their second offensive possession. Well, certainly they'd rather have the scenario they had last time out, Charles. Remember, they had the short field. They took it in the end zone. Now this is going to have to be a longer, more sustained drive if they want to get points.
Yeah, a little bit more of a quick strike opportunity last time by where they were on the field, and you're exactly right about that. But now, backed up a little bit. What's that old expression we love to use? Time to matriculate the ball down the field and try and do it again.
Prescott looks to throw on first. Escaping the pressure right. Chargers able to get the pressure and bring him down. They'll wind up losing 3 there on the sack. Good pressure, and it's second down. And, of course, that's not an easy man to sack. You know how elusive he can be trying to get outside of the pocket. That was a great play on the defensive side.
Now, I wonder what was going through his mind because he didn't seem as committed to use it.
And this is going to be intercepted. Picked up by Jesse Bates. He's to the 10. So first interception thrown for him there, and that really not the best decision either.
Not at all, and that's something he did not do in their victory last week. No interceptions in that game, but this defense, they're able to take advantage of an early mistake. Now let's see if they're going to turn it into points.
The Chargers get set to go here for their second drive. And they start in the best of all positions. 1st and goal. They'll run with Pollard. Only about a yard there as he takes it from the 9 to the 8.
Not a whole lot there on 1st and goal, and that's what you're looking for defensively. You'll certainly live with giving up just a yard or 2 in this situation.
Here's 2nd and 8. His throw incomplete. Josh Palmer the intended target, but now it's 3rd and goal. the gun. They'll look to throw. And that is incomplete. The Steeler defense locked in, forcing an upcoming 4th down.
Great defense there on 3rd and goal. They took away everything. Forced him to fire that one to the sideline where no one could get it.
Matt Gay now gets ready for the field goal try. From the right hash, and this one just a chippy. And Gay knocks this one through. And they take the lead here now at 10-7. So the interception set him up with terrific field position, but 3 points, the end result.
Yeah, we can make this one pretty simple, partner. You always want to end drives with points, but that's one that you're going to look back on and probably say, we should have done better there.
And this will not be brought out. It's a touchback. And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. Been a little bit of an interesting start. The first drive for him, Charles, they had the passing touchdown. The second drive, he threw the interception. So we'll see what this third drive of the ball game brings.
Yeah, it's kind of a tiebreaker, isn't it? I mean, that's the tough part for them and for him because, yeah, things went really well in that first one, not so well on the second one. He wants to get back to what he did to get this game going.
Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. Prescott, he's going to change things up here. Here's the 2nd and 7. That's to the tight end, Musgrave. A gain of 28 yards there and give him the first down.
But when you hit him on the move like that, he's able to get into open field with a full head of steam. Oh, boy, it's going to be tough to get him down.
Yeah, there was a big window. They're lucky they did get him down. First down, Prescott. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. But you talk about the defense for these Chargers. There are 32 teams in the NFL, and they're just better than 50% of them at defending the pass, number 16 in the league.
And the easy thought process is that stopping the run is the least of their problems because they're facing the #1 passing team in the NFL. But if they don't stop the run as well, then that just opens up the passing game even more. They've got to do both.
And he's brought to the ground with another first down at the Chargers 16. Well, looks like they'll move things around here. From the red zone now, Prescott sliding out of the pocket. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down. Here's 2nd and 10. Prescott to throw it. To the goal line, but it's incomplete. This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have him looking at 3rd and 10. Prescott yet again. Oh, this will be incomplete. The rush gets home just as he was letting that go. That could have been worse. Instead, it's 4th down. The kick by Elliott is good, and that will knot us up at 10. So they put together a good little drive there, but ultimately stalling out in the red zone.
Yeah, I know a lot of people look at it as a little bit of a negative. They didn't get 6 points out of it, right? Didn't get the touchdown. But that's actually okay. They got 3 points, able to give their defense a little bit of rest, let them settle down over there. So all in all, to me, that's a good drive.
All level now at 10 apiece as the kick's away. And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. The offense for Los Angeles returns to the field. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But also have to remember, they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
Now, following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17. A give to Pollard running left.
And nothing doing here as this time the run maybe gets him back to the line of scrimmage, but that's it. No gain on the play this time, and it'll be a 3rd and long situation coming up.
These two teams all tied after one. Charger football to start quarter number 2. So a tough situation to overcome here. 3rd and 17.
Looking to throw. And this is going to be incomplete.
On 4th down, here's Jamie Gillen on to punt.
And the win last week punted 4 times as this one's away. It'll be a net of 40 yards following a punt of 44. And the Steelers will go on offense here, 1st and 10. And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6.
On 1st down, they go with Jacobs again. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. Now Dak, he's going to mix it up.
Prescott now on 2nd down. Into a double team, and it's intercepted.
Picked off by Jaquan Brisker. And the Chargers will have the football as this is taken up past the 30.
You don't see this often. The quarterback of his caliber, 2 first-half interceptions.
It's absolutely surprising because it happens so rarely. You're searching for what reason, what's going on out there. It's not just maybe the defense is playing well. Is his horoscope off? His biorhythms? What is it?
You went horoscope on us, David.
Well, I was thinking maybe REM sleep was off. I'm trying to come up with something.
Anything, right? Now it appears we have a Steeler here slow to get up. So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. They're going to look to throw.
And that one too wide and incomplete.
Well, he left no doubt about that one because even though he hasn't left the pocket, he's got a receiver in the area. So it's not grounding, even though there's no way that ball was going to be caught.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have the Chargers 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. And it appears we have a Charger shaken up on that last play. More from L.A. in a moment.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And the Steeler pressure too much here. He's going to go down.
Drake Jackson
able to record his 5th sack of the season.
Defensively on the previous play, they gave up a pretty good chunk of yardage, but right there, they got a good portion of it right back.
And if we just flip it around from the offensive perspective, took a nice step forward, and how about a couple of leaps backwards after that play? They got to figure out a big call coming up here to try and gain that yardage back.
This offense so far on 3rd down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 11. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. And a big loss here as he's taken down.
Drake Jackson.
That is now 2 sacks for him here in this 1st half.
That was their 3rd sack of the ball game. 2nd in the league in sacks coming into this one. They're planning on making it a race to the top, aren't they?
Absolutely. They're looking up at that top spot, but they might be looking down at the 2nd spot pretty soon.
On is Jamie Gillen to punt this one away.
First kick, 47. This one looks good as well. That's taken on the 25.
A pretty good punt there, but also a nice return of 12 yards. Here comes the offense again, and let's focus on Josh Jacobs for a moment.
And we checked the rushing numbers so far here into Week 6, and the returns have been really good. Now, you're starting to hit that stride middle of the season toward the end. They're certainly hoping they can keep up this production.
They are, because one of the adages in the NFL is that defense travels and defense endures even in bad weather. does? A good running game. And people want that, especially as you head down the stretch. You may play outdoors in some nasty stuff. You're trying.
The football comes out. Jacobs lost it. Oh, and one of the linemen on the other side has got it. The fumble on first down. Now here's second down. Now they'll change things up. Prescott now from the 50. That's to the former Alabama man, Cameron Latu. And he's brought to the ground with another first down at the Chargers' 22-yard line. Prescott. And he's got it. And in for the Steelers, touchdown. 2 first-half touchdown passes now for Dak Prescott. And the Steelers have taken the lead.
For good reason, quarterbacks want to get the ball to the perimeter to their wide receivers for big plays. But in this situation, it felt like, based on coverage, he knew that he wanted his tight end to have the football, and for good reason.
Elliott now to add the extra point. He's got it as they go up by a total of 17-10. So that drive, 4 plays. And it ends with the Steelers finding the end zone. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And this will not be returned. It's a touchback, and they'll begin at the 25. L.A. readies for its next possession. They find themselves down 17-10 as they come up on a 1st and 10. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. Buying time to his left. And this turns into a nice gain with a slide at the end. Able to make something out of nothing there. 17 yards and a first down. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. They'll look to throw now on first down. Pressure comes, and the Steelers take him down. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. He'll look to throw. And this one incomplete. Threw it down at the feet of his receiver.
Certainly appeared to take away his first read, and by the time he tried to look elsewhere and find an open target, the coverage was too good. That one falls incomplete.
On 3rd down, it's Pollard. And he can only get this to the 42-yard line, and that is not near enough. Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. And here's Gillen on now to punt as he gets this one away. Looking up into the roof, and he muffs it. It's loose. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. And not an abundance of time remains on the clock, Charles, but you would think more than enough to try to extend this lead before intermission.
And when you're talking about extending the lead, I think you're talking about aiming for the end zone, because there is plenty of time for that. The fallback is to get 3. But in your mind, you put 6 on the board right before the half. That's a heck of a dagger and great momentum to carry into the locker room.
Now, meanwhile, here's a 2nd down throw that's knocked away and incomplete.
I think the defenders have to feel pretty good, even though the ball was tipped in the air and could have become a big play for the offense. They actually won one because the guy flinging it today, he's having quite the performance. A couple of touchdown passes, almost threw his first interception, but he's throwing it so well that I think Lady Luck was on.
Throw left side is complete on the diving effort. And he will have a Steelers first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. Now Prescott. And he almost had his second pick of the game. Probably should have. And he's frustrated as it falls incomplete.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Throwing. Prescott.
Open man is Musgrave, the tight end.
The Steelers signal for the second of their timeouts as they stop it with 11 seconds remaining in this first half. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10.
Now Dak, he wants to change the play.
They'll throw again. Prescott.
Touchdown!
3 touchdown passes now for Dak Prescott.
And the Steelers will extend their lead here just before halftime.
Now that touchdown won't allow you to totally relax, but you can breathe a little easier now. Just increased their lead.
Elliott on for the extra point. And the lead is up to 14. That time a 6-play drive. And it ends with a Pittsburgh touchdown.
So 6 seconds, all that remains of this first half as the kick is away.
And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25. And with time running short here, they'll simply take a knee, and that should do it for half number 1. So we've reached halftime here with the visiting Steelers out in front. As we'll send you back over to Orlando with our EA Sports Halftime Report, here's Jonathan Coachman.
All right, Brandon, thanks. A few teams starting to rise to the top as it's time to take you around the NFL here in Week 6. We'll start out in the Golden State, California. North meeting South. San Francisco heading to SoFi to take on LA. And it's the Niners who have the lead in that one. The Niners trying to gut this one out as it would be a good victory for them if they could get it. From there, we move to H-Town to check on the Texans at home at NRG Stadium. And they were winners in their ball game as they were able to handle the visiting New York Jets. Patrick Mahomes leading the way in the victory with 3 touchdown passes. Finally, let's get to the country music capital of the world. See what's happening with the Titans at home in Nashville. And they were winners in that game over the visiting Kansas City Chiefs. Brandon Cooks, a touchdown catch in the victory. The highlights are fairly one-sided to this point. It's a 2-touchdown difference here at the break. But I wouldn't call this one over just yet. I think there could still be some fireworks yet to come. These two teams running through their final adjustments before they head back out of the tunnel. And for the call of the second half, let's go back to SoFi Stadium and Brandon Gott.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always to you and the gang in Orlando as we welcome everyone back in for quarter number 3. The Chargers going to get the football first here in this second half, and they trail as we get back underway. No run back here to begin the half, and we will start at the 25-yard line.
Out comes the Chargers as they'll go on offense now to start this third quarter.
As they begin their second half here, Charles, offensively, not where they want to be, obviously. They're losing in this ball game, but very much within striking distance. We'll see what adjustments they make in the second half.
Is that the old glass half full, half empty type of a deal? Which way do you want to look?
And the pass to Henry is intercepted. Picked by Antoine Winfield Jr.
And they will set up shop in enemy territory at the 42-yard line. That one is going to sting. First play of the third quarter and a turnover.
And you have to know that at halftime, they spent a lot of time going through their checklist of what they wanted to accomplish to start this third quarter. Turning it over like this was not on that list.
Not at all. And you come out of the locker room trailing, so that first drive to establish momentum is very key.
Crucial.
And they're going to hurry back to the line now.
Not liking the look. They'll change the play.
Looking to throw. Prescott forced out to his left. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. Good coverage downfield led to him taking off, picking up the first down on a 13-yard run. Running straight ahead is Jacobs.
55 yards rushing for him now to this point. So 2nd and 4 from the 22.
They'll stay on the ground with Jacobs. And they got half of what he needed there, 2 yards, and it'll bring up a 3rd and 2 more. Here's Prescott. Flush to his right.
He's got his target. That's complete. And he will have a Steelers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Here's Jacobs from the gun. And a pickup of about 4 down inside the 10 to the 8-yard line.
Offside, defense.
And that one was relatively easy to see. I noticed that from up here.
Yeah, it doesn't take a whole lot, does it? Sometimes you get multiples. What I always love on these offsides is when each side points at the other. Hey, you did it. No, you did it. They deciphered that one correctly.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage.
Facing a 2nd and 6 from the 8. Now Prescott going to change the play.
Second and 6. Rolling to his right. His pass caught at the 4. Calling a gain of 3 on the play. And it'll be 3rd down. Here's Prescott. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
Brandon, some of those windows to throw the football that exist when you're between the 20s, they don't exist when you're this close to the goal line. But as a former DB, I liked it closer to the goal line. Tighter windows made it easier to cover people, actually.
Now, meanwhile, they go for it on 4th down, and my goodness, incomplete. Mike Tomlin takes a shot here, but to no avail. And it'll be a turnover on downs. So a tough pill to swallow there. A would-be touchdown pass in and out of his hands on 4th.
Sometimes it just comes down to execution, doesn't it? Because we're always questioning, should they go for it, should they not? Is it the right play call, is it not? In this situation, everything was right except for the finish. You have to catch the ball and convert.
Yeah, boy, this defense again really making things tough on him as they stop him for no gain.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
They go back to Pollard on 2nd down.
It's a 4-yard pickup there, and it leaves him with 3rd and 5.
Well, so far, this game has gone the way the defensive coordinator had hoped. They've dictated things. They've not let them run the ball very well at all. They gave up a nice game there. I doubt it'll back off their confidence. They've played so well throughout this entire game.
They'll drop to throw.
He had a man open, but he missed him, and it's incomplete.
We're into the second half now, and this is an offense that continues to struggle to sustain a drive.
Looks like they're just totally out of sync, whether they're running the ball, passing the ball like we saw there. I don't know. The rhythm seems off. taking a couple yards shy of midfield.
A very good punt, but a 16-yard return.
And the Steeler offense, they're set up nicely as they take over. So here are the Steelers to take over on offense. Remember, they're riding that 5-game winning streak, and right now in the driver's seat in this ball game as well. Here's Jacobs. And this time not quite to the 30. It'll be down at the 31-yard line. And the offense moving quickly to the line. Now Prescott. And this is going to be caught, but they'll say out of bounds. So it's incomplete. Not his best throw there, but where we sit right now in the third quarter, he's had a pretty good game throwing the football.
He certainly has, and it's not exactly at the point where we're doing 4-minute offense yet, but they've got to think about, I'm not going to say milking the clock, but understanding clock management.
And Prescott, his third interception. It's Deontay Banks with it. And the Chargers are going to have it here at their own 32-yard line. Well, we've seen quarterbacks get away with throwing the ball on the run, no doubt. But this, Charles, I think you'd agree, not the best of throws.
And listen, you're not always going to have a clean pocket to step up with the proper mechanics and deliver the football. I mean, that's a given. But you also have to understand your limits and know what you can get away with and what you can't when you're trying to make a throw like that.
And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up from the 34-yard line. Here's a 2nd and 8.
They'll set up to throw.
He finds his man, Pollard.
And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down.
16 yards is the pickup there, and a first down for L.A. Option play. Here's Pollard.
And good penetration here. He'll get this down only to about the 49-yard line.
Chris Jones on the stop.
They just keep trying, but so far, finding no room for him to run.
None whatsoever. In fact, you run the numbers, he's under 3 yards a carry at the moment.
2nd down, Pollard again.
And they'll get this just to the 47. 1-yard gain. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. On play action, they'll throw. And the Steeler pressure too much here. He's going down.
Taken down for the 5th time this game. Multiple defenders there to get him. It has been a rough afternoon for him trying to get rid of the football. CD, that's now 5 sacks.
How'd you like to be the offensive coordinator, the offensive line coach trying to come up with an answer for this pass rush? What blocking assignments do you change? Can guys play a little bit better? And we're seeing the end result on the scoreboard. Long day in the pocket for their quarterback.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive, isn't it? They score here, especially a touchdown. It's almost out of reach.
It certainly feels that way, and I think that they're going to call their plays accordingly, because what you really want to do, even though you know the scoreboard is still up there and the game's...
Back now at SoFi Stadium in Inglewood.
It's Steeler football, and they have the lead as well as we begin quarter number 4.
Here's Jacobs on 1st and 10.
And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40.
88 yards rushing for him now in the ball game. Ball on the 39. Here's 2nd down and 3.
Once again, it's Jacobs. And nowhere to run on the interior of that defensive line. He'll get back only to the line of scrimmage.
Prescott, he's going to change things up here.
Third and short yardage, Prescott. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
That ball was tipped in the air, and while it ultimately fell incomplete, it caused a few anxious moments for the guy slinging it, who's had quite a day. He knows how to get it into the end zone. He's throwing it really, really well, and maybe Lady Luck is on his side because he avoided his first interception of the contest.
So that almost certainly the final piece to this puzzle, a 3-score lead. I don't think there's any coming back from there.
Well, you know, normally I'd get on you for giving up on the game right here, but I do think you're right in this case. This late in the game, 2 scores is tough enough. 3, I'm with you. That seems out of the question.
And this will be a touchback, so they'll bring it out to the 25. L.A. set to take over again on offense. Facing a big fourth-quarter deficit here, things not looking good. You know, this offense, though, they've been in the top half of the NFL so far this season, but in this one, well, their defense has really struggled.
They'll come out throwing here on first down.
And complete to Drake London.
And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. Solid way to start the drive. 13 yards, picking up the first. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. They'll look to throw here.
Pass to Tony Pollard out of the backfield.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. It'll be a pickup of 16 and a Charger first. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. They're going to look to throw.
Here's a screen now for Pollard.
And a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42.
The key to any screen play is all in the deception, and that means everyone on the offensive side of the ball. But someone gave it up because that one wasn't very well concealed. And the defense able to rally to him and hold him for just a short gain.
The throw over the middle taken in. And they're going to have themselves another first down as the tackle's made at the Steelers' 31-yard line. The Chargers passing game rolling a bit here. They've got another first. Now a play fake here on first down. To the sideline. Wow, what a catch. Doesn't get a lot out of it, but he is able to keep the feet in bounds. They should have got more out of that, though. He was wide open.
I love how emphatic you are with that call because that's exactly what I was thinking. Wide open in the flat. Give him a ball that he can use to get upfield with, not just catch and go over the sideline. They cost themselves some yardage there.
Throwing again on 2nd down, but this time it's incomplete.
What we just saw there, that's really been a common theme all afternoon.
A lot of pressure. That forced the errant pass. He's been under duress this entire afternoon. He just had to unload that one. He's fortunate it was just incomplete and not intercepted.
Able to find the open man. That's complete.
And they are able to stop him, but he does take it all the way to the 2. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw.
Now throw right side here, going to be incomplete.
He already came through for them on this drive. No surprise that they were hoping he could do it again.
So they've been in the red zone 3 times, and it's yielded just 3 points. Can they find the end zone here on 2nd and goal?
Pollard.
And they'll bring him down after just a short pickup. The Steeler defense proving its mettle here. And now this is 3rd and goal. Now here's a look for the end zone, but that one's going to wind up incomplete.
So now 4th and goal. You're trailing by a decent amount here. What are you doing, Coach Davis?
Well, I've got to think to myself, just how many more opportunities am I going to have this close and have this chance? I've got to go for it right here. The clock's dwindling on me. Let's go get it done.
And this is going to be nowhere close. Needed some inches and ended up losing yardage. They're turned away on 4th and goal. And the Steeler D will celebrate the goal line stand. They'll begin on the ground with Jacobs.
And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. More from L.A. in a moment. Now a 2nd and 6.
Prescott to throw it. That's caught by Myers.
Down the left sideline. Inside the 20. Jacoby Myers.
And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Dak Prescott now 4 touchdown passes on the afternoon.
And the Steelers add on to their lead, and it's looking like that win streak is going to extend another week.
Elliott good on the extra point, and the lead is now 24. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25.
Chargers offense back onto the field. Well, I think that the folks here had hoped that maybe this home atmosphere would carry their guys to a surprise victory, but it does not appear that that's going to be the case. Just too much to handle on the other side in this one.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. An excellent way to start the drive there, 18 yards. Hard to believe his first catch of the game defensively. They bottled him up. That's why they're well on their way to victory.
Put your best cover guy on him and then change the coverages behind him throughout the game. Brackets, double, zone, man, you name it. Make sure he gets a lot of angles.
From the 48-yard line, here's a 2nd and 4.
They'll look to throw.
Over the middle, caught by London.
9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Charger football as we welcome you back from the 2-minute warning. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score. They'll look to throw again. Caught right side, Davis. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. The Chargers passing game rolling a bit here. They've got another first.
That's another Chargers first down. 1st and 10.
Again, he'll drop to throw. Short pass caught by Henry. It'll be a gain of 5, and it'll be 2nd down.
Well, the strategy was evident there. Get it to your tight end and make it a one-on-one play with a cornerback. Who's usually going to win that one?
The tight end, but not there.
Not in this situation. How about the corner defeating that logic and making a really nice tackle?
He throws it on the move, but can't connect as that falls incomplete.
Play number 7 now coming up on the drive. 3rd and 5. Back to throw again.
That is caught.
And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Well, I can put my defensive cap on right now, and I know they're saying don't give up any big plays now. They've controlled this game throughout, and all they want to do is see it through to the end. I think they let their guard down a little bit with that last completion. Sometimes when you're trying not to give up bigger plays, you don't react as fast as you should on other throws.
They'll set up a throw to the sideline, and wow, what a catch there. He doesn't get a lot, but he was able to get the feet down complete. Nice job defensively to hold him to 4, and now it's 2nd and goal. Back to throw. And this is caught. He's got it. Touchdown, L.A.
Drake London.
A 2-yard touchdown grab.
And the Chargers get a bit closer.
They'll look to throw. And he'll find his way in for 2. And we're back to a 2-score game. The lead's cut to 16. Well, it's still an uphill battle from here, that's for sure, but that makes it a 2-score game.
And now we see why teams practice so much on the 2-point conversion, why you have more than one play ready, because you may need multiples to throw out a ball game. There's a great example right there.
Well, fourth quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. Throwing here, Prescott.
And that'll fall incomplete. He was hit just as he let that go. And now it's 3rd down. Now Dak, he's going to mix it up. third down, it's Prescott. And this one incomplete. And another throw that really could have been, maybe should have been intercepted. That would have been number 4. Instead, it's 4th down. And this is good from 57 yards out. That was bombs away right there. And that will extend their lead even further. So he remains perfect, 3 for 3 in the field goal department.
And it's so important for any offense to have an ace like him up their sleeve, isn't it? Because now you know what his range is, and as soon as your offense gets there, you're pretty much counting on 3 points going up on the board.
And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25.
The Chargers offense gets set. They head back onto the field. Well, this game, it has had no shortage of offense. They've been able to put up a decent amount of points on this side, Charles. They just have not been able to keep pace with the other offense they're going against here.
Yeah, it's a good way of pointing things out because now it's not a total loss because, as you said, they've scored some points, so there's some plays they can build on, moments where the game plan actually worked. But overall, though, they were just out-personnel. They were going up against a team that's playing at an elite level.
He'll try again with the arm here on 2nd down. Throw out wide is incomplete. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10. They'll set up to throw. And that went to the right side and incomplete. No choice but to go. Here's 4th down now. Got to try it here. He's back to throw. Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Juju Brents.
And his guys are going to get the football at the 37-yard line.
Defensively that time, they were in zone coverage. As a rookie QB, what lesson can you learn there?
Well, understand this. You saw zone in college, and the defensive backs reacted, but they don't react like they do on this level. So when they're in zone and they see the ball coming to them, they'll react at least a half a second faster. You've got to know where you want to go with the ball and be decisive with it. Otherwise, the end result can be something you don't like.
2nd and 10.
Well, Prescott here to throw. And it's incomplete. They're still throwing to the very end, but now this game is over. So this one in the win column for the Pittsburgh Steelers. And a little bit of a surprise, they lose the turnover battle, but wind up winning the ballgame.
And this is very unusual because you know all teams stress winning the turnover battle as a key indicator to winning ball games. So when you get something that goes against the grain like the one we saw here, it's quite the oddity. Now let's face it, they'll be very happy that they pulled this off, but they do know that in the future, they've got work on taking care of the football.